What's going on, everybody? Super Saiyan Polar back at it again with another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. Before we dive into this, guys, this is your spoiler alert warning. We are going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super movie Broly spoilers, so make sure you guys click off the video right now if you don't want to be spoiled. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on notifications. This way you guys can keep up to date on all the latest news, information, and announcements. Anyway, guys, diving right into it. What I wanted to say here is that Broly is going to become a friend. We know this at the end of Dragon Ball Super movie Broly. If you guys didn't already know, he's going to be an asset to the Z Warriors. Now, what I wanted to bring into question here is that this movie has brought in a lot of alliances and a lot of things in the arsenal for the Z Warriors, including that of Gogeta finally being unlocked. Even though I would still say Vegito is the more deemable fusion because you don't have to do the dance and it lasts a little bit longer. There's still Gogeta and his moves if there's anything new there. There's still Broly, who still is going to become an asset because he's going to become a friend of Goku at the end of the movie and really setting the stone for his character because I'm happy that they kept him alive. But the next real threat we have to see for these Z Warriors, I'm not going to say it's the next Tournament of Power because after what they did with the first Tournament of Power and showing us that it wasn't really too much things in risk depending on what the final wish was going to be, I gotta say, I think the next big foe that they're gonna run into is the next person that can use Ultra Instinct. Because Ultra Instinct isn't limited to just Saiyans. This movie is entirely about Saiyans, so I think they just threw that idea out of here. Like, now we can't expect Broly to have Ultra Instinct. It's not been confirmed for the movie, but most likely Broly won't be the one to have it. He's still gonna be one of the strongest Saiyans out there. It's just that Gogeta didn't tap into it, Broly didn't tap into it. None of them tapped into it. So the next villain, I would say, or the big villain, it has to be someone that's going to be hitting that form. Now, it could be anything from starting where this new prison planet or prisoner arc is going to be, or something down the line. It's just that Goku can't use that form right now, and they admitted they rushed into that form. But them getting someone else that's not a Saiyan to take on the Z Warriors while in Ultra Instinct, that would be quite the feat. And I have a feeling that for them to bring that type of character onto display, they're going to need the help of Broly, they're going to need the help of Vegeta, and whoever else to take on this fighter. And I have a feeling that to show off the raw power of whoever gets this ability, they're going to have to fight more than one person at a time. I think that they would have to literally destroy whoever jumps in their way all at once. Similar to like how they took multiple people to take on Jiren, they would literally have to do it with this new fighter and showing us how powerful they've become. So I have a feeling it's going to be shown in one of these new arcs, and it definitely has to be what's going to push these Z Warriors to the next level. Broly is incredibly strong, don't get me wrong. It's just that I don't think that they're going to be able to take on whatever they decide to pull out here, because Ultra Instinct is technically the next level of power. Above God of Destruction, that Ultra Instinct ability is where it's above God of Destruction, below the Grand Priest and stuff like that. So that is where we're going to see Tierra fighters here. And depending on where this prisoner arc is going to be, it's going to be really interesting to see how they get their power. Are they going to have transformations? Is it going to be Ultra Instinct, or is it going to be something completely new? Because Ultra Instinct is already new in and of itself. They haven't mastered it, and they've stated that it's been available to other fighters just other than Super Saiyans. In my humble opinion, I'd have to say the Endgame for Dragon Ball is when they actually managed to give both Goku and Vegeta mastered Ultra Instinct, followed by them fusing into one of the two fusions, either Gogeta or Vegito. And preferably Vegito. I mean, Gogeta I still love, he's my character icon and everything, but just to make sure that the argument is there that the strongest and longest fusion is out there. I mean, they're equal in power, but one's longer in terms of length, so that doesn't really take away from the character if it's either or, but still, depending on how long the fight is. So my opinion is that if they fuse into one of those characters, go into Ultra Instinct, I don't think there's anyone that could really stop them at that point. If both Goku and Vegeta are able to tap into that power at will, I would say they're probably strong enough to take on the Grand Priest. I would say that they're strong enough to take on Whis, because there's a reason that last line, or one of the last lines in Dragon Ball Super episode 131, is that they had to nerf Goku and get him out of that form, because they stated they did it too fast. They rushed that form in the first place, and it was way too rushed to get that much power so soon. But I mean, if you think about it, in the Tournament of Power in general, everyone got crazy power-ups, and they went balls to the wall with everything. Now with this new series, I'm hoping that they do something progressive, but at the same time at a steady pace, without pushing for crazy transformations as soon as that. I mean, I was hyping up them moving away from Super Saiyan Blue. I'm tired of actually seeing it, and I think they realized it. That's why they went back to Super Saiyan Red and showing that it has better key control and changing up the visuals. But Super Saiyan Blue has dominated the screen for years now. It's been like, what, maybe 4 years at least, like since like the first Resurrection F movie. So, I mean, it's time for them to have a new form, but Ultra Instinct is just way too OP. Having something be the mitigated middle ground would be probably the best form for them to go with until they decide to play out the end game. I gotta say, it has to be Fusion Ultra Instinct, and then they'll take on anything, and after that, that's it. I don't think they can beat anyone else unless something else comes out of the blue and threatens Xeno's life, which at this point in time, I don't really think that's possible because he's just so freaking powerful. We've seen his display of power. He's shown it over and over again, and especially during the end of the Tournament of Power, exactly what he was capable of and how he would go about things. So that's just kind of ruled out then and there. What I would like to see in this new fighter, if that does end up hopefully getting Ultra Instinct, is someone that was a lot more developed than Jiren. I'm happy that Jiren did not have Ultra Instinct, even though at times they kind of like made us think it with the previews and stuff and his aura shining red and stuff. It would have made sense at the same time, but I'm happy it wasn't him because he was a very dull character in my opinion. In my opinion, I have a feeling Broly was actually more of a complete character than he was, even though Broly wasn't even canon at the time. Now this canonized Broly is even more prevalent than Jiren is in terms of character development. That's just my opinion. Don't state that as fact, but I'm just saying. I would say that the old school, even up to Bio Broly, was more developed than Jiren. That's why I'm happy that he didn't get Ultra Instinct. For this new prisoner or whoever is going to show up in these next arcs, it would be good to build them up and then unveil that they've been a prisoner because of the fact that maybe they contain this much power, that they've been using Ultra Instinct or have tapped into it, and this is where all of their power is coming from. I think that would be an interesting concept, but it might be too early for that because that's going to be the first arc returning to the series. We don't know if they're going to be recapping Broly's movie with the show, which I really don't want them to do that because what we've seen before, even with Naruto the show as well, it just really drags on what they've done with the series, and it's just for filler if anything, because technically for us, we didn't really think that Dragon Ball Super started until they got out of those arcs, and it just kind of shortened the length of the series, because if you think about it, it was episode 28, 29, or 31, or 30 to 31 where Super really started, and it ended at 131, so like technically only 100 episodes, and there was still filler in between that. So if you think about it, I'd rather not see that right away, right after the movie debuts. I'd rather them jump into the new series with a new character, and hopefully they get Ultra Instinct. If not this one, the arc after that one, and maybe they might have not mastered either. Maybe people are now tapping into it because of after seeing Goku do it, seeing other beings being pushed into it, and them diving further into how powerful this form truly is. Where's the cap for it, and what's the limitations and the prerequisites to actually use this form. Vegeta is probably next in line after Goku for planet Earth, if not anybody else, because I mean, he has proven himself time and time again, and you saw how fast he was powering up, and he even stated, like always, that he's going to be getting it. So Vegeta usually talks things into fruition, and that's what I can't wait to see. Broly might be on the line for that, but I don't really see him wanting to push for that power. I haven't seen the movie yet at this time because it hasn't been released, but getting to see a bigger glance of Broly's power and personality and what his drive really is going to be really good to see, other than just seeing the spoilers. I'd rather see it on screen. But the next Ultra Instinct user, when do you guys think that they should unveil him? Do you think that they should unveil them in the next upcoming arc or the arc after that? Do you guys think that this Ultra Instinct ability will be the endgame if it ended up with their fusion? Do you think Gogeta would be able to take on the Grand Priest? Or is the Grand Priest actually able to master Ultra Instinct himself, and he'll push the level of fighting all the way up there? If he is the top 5 fighter, imagine they actually able to like do something where they punch Gogeta out of fusion, and all of a sudden it's back to square one for them. It's like, literally, guys, that's how powerful this guy really is, and there's no way you guys can touch him, thus launching an even longer series. I would actually prefer them to do that because the gap of power is really coming to a close, and there's not much else they can do until they figure out what they're going to do here. So them stretching out either Super Saiyan Blue, creating a new form, or just diving into the Ultra Instinct arc is what's on the table here, and I'm not excited either way, but I want to know what you guys' opinions are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe for more. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care. Peace.